What's going on, everybody in H-Town, Houston Rockets fans all over the world? My name is David Delano. This is Rockets Daily, brought to you by Fan Arch. For everybody who wants me to get to the point, I got a jet in a minute, literally, so we're going to go ahead and do that. But goal here is simple: bring you the best Houston Rockets coverage that we can each and every day, and looking to improve with the help of you guys. So make sure to drop a comment, make sure to like, leave a comment on what you don't like. All comments are appreciated. And go ahead and subscribe. That way you can continue to help us grow as we continue to talk about the offseason. Excited for the NBA Summer League. A lot of offseason moves. A lot of the speculation is turning into reality. A lot of guys that we wanted to come to the Rockets. Obviously, you can't get them all. Chips are falling into place. Seeing a lot of guys signing with a lot of other teams. But the Rockets right there at the top of the NBA when it comes to this off season. A lot of big moves. I'm sure that a lot of you guys know about them if you're here, but we're not going to assume anything. Of course, the biggest trade, the biggest chip was the Houston Rockets landing Kevin Durant in the trade for Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. Also re-signing Steven Adams. Got an extension out to Jabari Smith. Jeff Green coming back. Aaron Holiday coming back. We got Dorian Finney-Smith now signed. So a lot of big moves right now for the Houston Rockets. And when you look at last season, coming off of having the second best record in the Western Conference, I think that Dorian Finney-Smith, let me know if you think he's an upgrade from Dylan Brooks or not, but that's pretty much a swap there. So you look at, you basically replaced, Dylan Brooks with Dorian Finney-Smith. You replaced Jalen Green with Kevin Durant, and all key pieces, respectfully, are back in place. So how would you grade this offseason so far? I find it hard to believe that you can grade it anything other than an A. Of course, we're talking about this early in July. We're talking about this on paper. Championships are not won on paper, but at the moment, it's hard not to love the move that the Rockets made. Another team making a lot of moves, though, are the Denver Nuggets. Getting Cam Johnson. They've got a lot of different pieces over there that the Denver Nuggets are adding. Looks like, obviously, Oklahoma City still the team to beat in the West. And then right now, at least on paper, it looks like it's up between the Denver Nuggets and the Houston Rockets for that second spot. Objectively, right now, who do you think has the better roster, the Denver Nuggets or the Houston Rockets? Obviously, KD's health and what he can do is going to have a lot to do with how we go back and are viewing this time next year. But with all these big moves that have been made right now, roster looking pretty good. We talk about this on the daily, but there's only so much that you can do to fill up the roster. And right now, roster looking pretty stacked overall. I'm not really expecting. I'm not really expecting any big moves right now. At the back of the roster, you start talking 14th, 15th man. I think Nate Williams is going to be gone. Jock Landale looks like he's going to be out as well with all the upgrades that have been made. But let me know, do you think that the Rockets should do more? A lot of you think that they should. I guess what I'm thinking more so, is it realistic when you look at what we potentially would have to give up? Because right now we're able to make a lot of moves without really giving up much. I still would like to see a shooting guard brought in on this team. There was some comments about a Jordan Clarkson, who, getting Jordan Clarkson is somebody that I think would have been a nice fit on this team. Of course, though, there's only so many minutes to get around. I think with Dorian Finney-Smith being added to the roster, that takes Jordan out of the mix, as he's expected to sign with the New York Knicks. And he's a guy that's going to demand a lot of minutes wherever he goes. And when you look at this roster as currently constructed, can't really promise him too many over here. But do you think that there is more to come, especially when you look at what the Denver Nuggets are doing right now? And do we need to do more? And really, when we start talking about more to come, one rumor that's just not going to go away, whether I think that the Rockets should do it or not, It still trickles, through the national media, local media, and also trickles through the comments, and that is Giannis until that domino lands. Because even if Giannis doesn't come to Houston, which I don't think that he will, if he goes wherever he goes, if he goes anywhere, he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. Big news on Tuesday. Even though I'm expecting him to miss the entire season anyway, at least a good portion of it. The Milwaukee Bucks making some questionable moves. They did. They released Dame, even though they did sign Miles Turner. Not really making a whole lot of sense with Milwaukee's doing, and you could say, well, focus on the Rockets. But the reason we're talking about Milwaukee here is as their moves aren't making a lot of sense. You have to wonder what Giannis is thinking, and if he is going to demand a trade. I know a lot of people think when LeBron leaves the Lakers, whenever that is, that Giannis is probably going to end up in LA. And I can see that happening as well. Obviously, Miami Heat, a team that's in play as well. But should the Houston Rockets go after Giannis? And I have seen some speculation out there getting Clint Capella. First of all, getting Clint Capella and Dorian Finney-Smith for basically, for the price of what Marcus Smart is making. Getting both of them with, combined. Definitely a win. Did not expect Clint Capella. He might have been one of the biggest surprises. If you told me before the beginning of the season, before the beginning of the offseason, that the Rockets would get Clint Capella, I'd be like, okay, I can see that, but I wouldn't have expected Steven Adams to be here. To have Steven Adams and Clint Capella is a very pleasant surprise. A lot of nostalgia there, and I think that, especially when you look at, second, third center with Adams and Capella, depending on the matchup, this team's got a lot of depth throughout the season and leading into the playoffs for sure. But when you look at Capella on the roster, when you look at Adams on the roster, there has been some speculation. People are thinking, well, can we run out a roster there or run out a lineup that has a Şengün, Capella, Adams, some really big lineups out there, with Kevin Durant as well. But there's also some speculation that Rockets could be in the mix for Giannis, even though it will cost a lot. You've got so I got a lot of nice first round draft pick assets. You can move Şengün, get Giannis. Obviously, have to make the money work. What do you guys think about that? Personally, I'm not really with that. I know that Giannis, one of the top 5 players in the NBA. Şengün on his way up, not there yet. But right now, even though Kevin Durant's been at it, even though Dorian Finney-Smith has been at it, this still feels like our team. You had to move off of Jalen Green, had to move off of Dylan Brooks, but this still feels like our team, right? I think if you go ahead and bring Giannis in for Şengün, it just changes the landscape too much. I want to see this roster play out, this team play as constructive, maybe some minor tweaks before you make just a huge future altering salary cap altering move like that to get Giannis. But it's something going on out there. It's something definitely being talked about, so it has to be addressed. Let me know in the comments. Do you think that the Rockets have done enough so far? Do you want Giannis? Would you give up Şengün for Giannis or no? Personally, right now, I think that I think that it would just be a little bit too much. Right now, we haven't given up too much, held on to the first round draft picks other than this season's. So I like the move so far. Don't want to see us do up anything too crazy for Giannis. Thanks so much for all the comments that you guys have been leaving. Junior Garcia, thanks for chiming in. Pick a few. He said after the Capella signing, the Rockets are going all in for Giannis for sure. Will cost a lot if it happens. Şengün must be included, plus other players and multiple first-round draft picks. Now, Junior Garcia, appreciate the comment. Is that something that you want to happen, or is that a prediction? Yeah, and then we all said you're absolutely right. Any Giannis trade starts with Şengün and a boatload of picks. Absolutely. We've got another comment here from JK Memes. For Ooh, says, I'm really hoping the Rockets aren't done tweaking the roster. I feel like we need another shooting guard. And Jordan Clarkson, I mean, rumored to be signing for the veterans minimum with the New York Knicks. But from what, at the time of recording, not done yet. And we also had another comment here. Riz for Roxas said we need to trade for Jordan Clarkson. So a lot of love out there for Jordan Clarkson. Hey, you never know. Fingers crossed. Do we maybe get him squeezed in somehow on that minimum? But this has been Rockets Daily. My name is David Delano. You can follow me on X or Instagram at Get Sports Strong. Have some other content as well. Just Tuesday night made an appearance on Sports Grid TV and XM Radio channel 159, usually about once a week over there. So you can follow the rest of the stuff as well. Thanks so much. This is Rockets Daily. Thanks so much for watching. Keep those comments coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless.